Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and I'm back with another problem statement in React JavaScript. So here you can see we have a problem statement which is we have to implement React component for OTP login. So the login process involves entering an email and then verifying it and then entering an OTP for authentication. So the process of authenticating using OTP login and email verification is dependent on fully front end because currently we don't have the backend. You can also try the logic with the backend process. Okay. So if you're new to my channel, make sure that you like and subscribe my channel so that you don't miss the awesome videos. So let's get started. First of all, I will create React arrow functional component and export. Then we will need some states. So I will import use state. Then I will create one use state which is logged in. Final state will be set is logged in, and initially it will be false, which is a boolean value. Okay, and then we need one more state which is for the username, okay, which we will extract from that, and it is going to a blank string. Then we will date our JSX, so we will pass a class name timeline landing. Okay, because I have already defined the CSS part, so I just focus on the logic. You can try adding more CSS after that. So our main point is to implement the logic here. So here I will make one check that if the user is logged in, okay, then we will show this div, and if it is not, okay, then we will call one component which is the OTP login we have, which we will define. So here what we can do, we will pass one function which will be responsible for handle login. Okay, and I will define this function here. So I will write const handle login arrow function of JavaScript. It will accept a username, and then I will update the final state set is logged in to true. After that I will update the set username to username. Okay, and same I will make one another function for the logout also. So when the user will log out, when click on the logout button, then what should happen, I will remove this username argument and I will set it to false, the is logged in, and I will reset the set username to blank string. Okay, and here in the step we will pass a class name which will be OTP div. So I will write h1, and inside h1 I will write one text, welcome username. Okay, and in the heading we will pass a class name will be OTP heading, and after that we have to create one button also for the user logout. So we will write one text, the user logout, and then we will pass one function which is this, the handle logout we have. Then we will pass a class name which is same, the OTP login. Okay, so this is a basic implementation for the logout component basically. So we have to define this OTP login. Okay, so we will go to the top of our code. Then here we will define const OTP login. It will accept a prop. So you can see here I have passed on login is equals to handle login. So we have to destructure our on login so that we can use this in the further hierarchy of the component. And then we will create some states. First will be the email for handling the email. Final state will be set email in camel case, and it will be a blank string. Then we will need another state for the OTP. Final state will be set OTP. Same, it is also going to be a blank string, but here we have to give in the array of objects basically. So you can say array of a string also, because OTP is containing multiple inputs. So I will give currently the 4 inputs we have, so 4 blank string for that. And then one more state for the error handling. So the final state will be set error, and again it is going to a blank string. After that I will create another state for the email validation. Not email validation, basically we will check when the email is verified. Okay, so we will implement a set timeout function for that, and initially it will be false. Then after that we will create one loading state also. When the email verification is in progress, then we will show our loading state. Okay, so these things basically enhances the user experience. So after that what we can do, we will return our JSX. So here I will create another div, and I will pass a class name, sorry not this one, OTP div basically. So we will make one check. If the email is not verified, then what we will show the email input. So we will write one h1, and inside I will pass a class name OTP heading, and here we will write enter your email, and we will write one input tag for handling the email input. So inside input we will pass our type is equals to text, then we will pass our placeholder, and inside I will write test@example.com. Then we have already defined our state, which is email, and now I will create one on change which will be responsible for setting the final state. So inside on change we will pass our e for which is basically a synthetic event, a cross browser wrapper. So it will set the final state to set email e.target.value. So I will remove this br tag, we don't want this, and I think something is wrong. Okay, so this also the closing bracket, and after that, so after this input div we will show our error. So we will make one check that if the error is present, then only we will show our error, and I will pass a class name OTP error. After that, after this error, we will create one another div, and inside we will create our button. So now what I will do, I will pass a onClick function which will be responsible for handle email verification, and then I will pass a class name to the button OTP verify email, and inside what I will do, I will pass a text which is verify email. So this is basically for the email verification. Then after the email get verified, then we have to implement our OTP input. So for that I will copy this h1, paste it here, and here I will write enter your OTP. After that I will create one div, and inside div I will pass a class name OTP input container. So for the OTP input part, you can just navigate to your Chrome browser and you can search for React OTP input we have. So you can just go to this first link, which is the npm, and it is very popular package from the node package manager. You can read the documentation part. We have this OTP input and it will accept some custom attribute. You can see the value 1, and 1 we have the on change, and then the number of inputs you want. Like if the OTP is of 4 digit, then you can just pass a 4 integer value, and then it is if a 6 digit, then you can pass a 6 digit also. Okay, and then you can see we have this API reference for that what are the custom attributes it will support. So you can just explore this part of code, and for the installation part you can just copy this npm install react OTP input and just go to your terminal. Okay, and you can just copy this part of command and just paste it here, and it will install your react OTP input. So I'm using yarn here, so I will write yarn add react OTP input, and it will install our react OTP input into our source code. So you can see, if I will go to my package.json file, which is here, so scroll down, you will see we have this react OTP input version 3.1.1. so that is something, this is how you can install it. So now coming back to the implementation, what I will do, I will just copy this OTP input and paste it here, format the document, and then so in the value OTP we will pass join also, and then in the on change it will be a callback function, so we will pass a value, and then after that we will update the set OTP to value dot split. Okay, number of inputs we want 4, and then we only want to enter only number value. Then it accepts some styling also, so we have to first import the OTP input, that's why it is not working. So we will import OTP input from react OTP input, then after that it will accept input style, and here I will pass width to be 3 rem, height will be 3 rem, margin top and bottom will be 0, and from left hand side and right hand side we want 0.2 rem. After that we want font size 1.5 rem, border radius 4 pixel, and then border 1 pixel solid. I will remove this render separator, we don't want this. So we want render input, inside we will pass two things, one is the input props we have, and another one is the index. We will pass this input props, and then we will pass the key also, key will be index. So after this div we will again show our error, so I will just copy this entire block of code and paste it below this div. So if the error is present, then only we will show this error, and after that we will copy again the same part for the OTP verification. So we will write here login, okay, and in the class name we will pass OTP login, and instead of handle email verification we will write handle OTP verification. So you can see here we have a part of logic, if the email is not verified then only we are showing this part of code, and if the email is verified then only we will proceed for the OTP authentication, okay, and then if the login gets success then it will go to this part of block of code. So now let's define the functions we have. So first we need for the handle email verification, so here we will write const handle email verification arrow function of JavaScript, okay. Now here only we will make one check, we will call one function which is validate email, okay, and here we will pass our email. So first we will define this function, we will write const validate email, we will pass our email as an argument arrow function of JavaScript. Now you can see we have a basic email validation, so which is a regular expression and it is testing the email. So after that if the email is valid then we will return is valid email. So after that coming back to the handle email verification, we will make our set loading to true. After that, we will implement our set timeout, and inside we will pass our set is email verified to true. Okay, then we will update the set loading to false, and then set error to a blank string when the email passes, and it will take 2000 milliseconds. So in the part of else, if the email is incorrect, then we will pass invalid email. So our handle email verification completed. Now here comes with the handle OTP verification. So we will define this handle OTP verification also. So after the email verification, we will write const handle OTP verification arrow function of JavaScript. Now I will write one variable const enter OTP is equals to OTP dot join blank string, and then we will create another if condition, and inside if condition we have this regular expression for testing the entered OTP. So we will rename this the entered OTP. Now after that, we will extract the username from the email. So we will create one variable const username is equals to, we will split the email, we will pass at the rate. So this is basically going to be a basic logic. So I'm writing a logic to extract the first word in the email. Email dot split at the rate index 0 slice 1. After that, we will call our onLogin. So you can see we have this onLogin prop. Okay, so we will call this onLogin and we will pass this username here. So by this, it will get the username from here, welcome username. Okay, so that is something. So else, we will pass our error incorrect OTP. So here you can see we have, in the case of handle OTP verification, we are trying to handle the verification from the front end. Okay, so you can actually replace this logic with the actual backend logic you have. So that is something. So let's navigate to our server, which is localhost /challenge41. Okay, so my bad, our server is not started, so we have to write yarn dev. It will start our server. Now you can see we have this enter your email. So you can see here, if I will click on the verify email without entering my email, then it will throw one error, invalid email. So we will write ritvik@gmail.com, and then as soon as I will click on the verify email, then it will take some time because of the set timeout. Then you can see we have this enter your OTP, and let's suppose if I do not enter OTP and then click on the login, then you will see incorrect OTP. So if I write the 4-digit number of any choice and click on the login button, you will see I'm getting message welcome Ritvik. And same, if I click on the logout, then I will log out from the entire session. So what you can do for the user experience, we have this a loading color ring. So this one, the React loader spinner, you can just navigate to this part of URL, just write React loader spinner and just go to this first link. We have this the npm.js from the node package manager, and you can just click on the home page and you can read the documentation for that. It is basically a popular package for implementing a loading status. You can show, you can see here we have this so much spinners for the React implementation. You can just copy that part of code, and you can see here we have this API reference for that. So what I will do, I will just modify the section where we have the verify email. So we have already our is loading, which is basically a loading status we have. So what I will do, I will show a loading, that if the loading is true, then I will pass this coloring Okay, and if it is not, then I will pass this text verify email, and I will pass some custom CSS which will be color, triple F, height will be 50, width will be 50. Okay, so you can see here we have this handle email verification, and inside handle email verification, when the email gets validated, then I'm setting the final state set loading to true. So what it will does, it will set the color ring to true. So now if I navigate back to my server, when I will write ritvik@gmail.com, click on the verify email, you will see we have a loading spinner. Then after that we will see a enter our OTP. So you can just write 1234, the 4-digit number of your choice, and you will see welcome Ritvik. So that is something we have a actual logic, okay, for the OTP authentication. So you can also modify this part of code and try to play with this logic we have. So this is it. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and if you have any doubt regarding this, so let me know in the comment section. And till then, thank you for watching.